Greetings and welcome, this is KYC News for you. Today we will see how the Turkish drone gets an advantage in the Russian military. Stay tuned and get entertained. A perilous drone for every season. The Ukrainian military's use of the Turkish-made Bayraktar TB2 combat drones differs significantly from the Azerbaijani armed forces' use of the equipment during the Second Karabakh War in 2020. The change is mainly noticeable in the priorities given by the aim. Unlike Azerbaijan, which primarily targeted Armenian armor, artillery, air defenses, and troop concentrations, the Ukrainians are primarily targeting Russia's already overburdened supply networks. As of March 16, the Ukrainian military's Bayraktar TB2 kill score against Russian land warfare equipment included only 2 infantry fighting vehicles and 6 artillery pieces, 5 152mm towed artillery pieces and 1 BM-27 Uragan 220mm multiple-launch rocket system, while TB2 strikes against Russian logistics platforms resulted in the destruction of 24 wheeled vehicles and 2 fuel trains. Ukraine's choice for logistical targets is understandable. The Azerbaijani force was on the offensive in the Second Karabakh War, attempting to neutralize as much Armenian artillery as possible in order to pave the way for a ground attack, while Ukraine is defending against a massive, powerful foe with weak resources and low morale. Overall, Ukrainian drone attacks are more likely to hit gasoline tankers and food trucks than Russia's land warfare weapons installations. The TB2 drone strikes against Russian air defense systems tell a distinct tale, one that goes beyond the tactical calculation outlined above and merits further scrutiny for the military strategic insights it may contain. Turkish Bayraktar TB2s have already made headlines for their victories over Soviet/Russian-built air defense systems, including high-end versions like the Panzer line, on several fronts in recent years, from the Levant to North Africa and the South Caucasus. While the previous case studies shown that Turkish combat drone assets were effective against Russian-made air defense systems used by third parties, conventional wisdom suggests that their effectiveness against the Russian Federation's armed forces may be considerably different. Previous evaluations predicted that, once in the hands of regular Russian military personnel, the Russian systems would be heavily networked and function in a broad architecture that included electronic warfare protection. However, this has not been the case, as Turkish combat drones have performed admirably against Russian forces. The Russian military has lost 32 pieces of surface-to-air missile systems, according to collective open-source intelligence activities, while the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense claims 43 pieces. The armed forces of Ukraine seized or abandoned 15 of the OSINT-verified 32 Russian SAMs, while the remainder were destroyed or damaged by attacks. Bayraktar TB2s targeted 9 of the 15 SAMs that were destroyed by kinetic impacts. Overall, Turkish drones were responsible for around 30% of overall SAM kills and 60% of direct, kinetic salvos. This is incredible. More crucially, the TORM-2, which was purportedly updated particularly for anti-drone missions, is on the kill list. According to Israeli evaluations of the Second Karabakh War, an aircraft with a 12-meter wingspan, a moving propeller, and multiple metal elements cannot be radar stealthy. One explanation for the Turkish drone's success against Russian mobile SAMs might be that even current Russian systems design philosophies are still influenced by the late Soviet era. These assets were not designed to intercept piston-engined, slow-moving unmanned aircraft, as slow as 70 knots. Furthermore, the signals of propeller-driven unmanned aerial systems, UAS, like as the Bayraktar TB2 will blend into a backdrop of clutter, making traditional air defense sensors much more difficult to detect. The clutter will obstruct an air defense scanner's moving target indication and Doppler processing functions, especially in the case of exceptionally slow-moving platforms. Finally, major Russian EW systems such as the Krasuka 4, designed to target Western aircraft's onboard systems and radars, X/Kuban fire control radars, and low-orbit satellites, and the Borisovlex 2 designed to jam HF/VHF communications do not appear to be specifically targeting Turkish drones' line of sight, loss, data links, particularly along the C-band. For 3 reasons, the Russians are concerned with Turkish dronization. First, Turkey has introduced successful operational ideas, innovation, directly on Russia's doorstep with its combat-tested drones. Second, Turkey has started several lucrative co-production and military technology partnerships across the post-Soviet space, particularly in Azerbaijan and Ukraine, where Turkish UAS has already obtained co-production arrangements. Third, the effective destruction of Soviet-Russian equipment by Turkish combat drones in a wide range of battlegrounds, from Syria and Libya to Karabakh and now Ukraine, has raised major doubts about Russia's primary industrial business, its Soviet-inherited military complex. In Ukraine's media war, the issue has become ammunition. A parody music video glorifying the Bayraktar has been uploaded on YouTube by Ukrainians. The performance of Bayraktar TB2s against Russians, while Haluk Bayraktar, the CEO of the Baykar firm that manufactures the TB2, expressed his support for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Twitter in Ukrainian. Russian researchers claim that the true threat presented by combat UAS systems was revealed during the Second Karabakh War by the excruciating battlefield attrition from which the Armenians were unable to recover. The Azerbaijani military inflicted a large number of material losses on Armenian formations at the start of the conflict, but without securing a meaningful territorial change. These advances came only later in the conflict, according to Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev, who explained that the UAS manufactured by Turkey caused $1 billion in damage to Armenian weaponry. For the Russians, such a fighting tactic, which involves a significant risk of attrition from robotic platforms, is novel and risky. Political military evaluations in Russia have continued to express grave worries. Addressing the flow of Turkish defense technology into the post-Soviet space, particularly robotic combat systems. Despite this, Russian countermeasures are not impenetrable against the Bayraktar TB2. Russian drones may and have been intercepted and shot down in Ukraine. Given the TB2's kills-to-losses ratio, the Turkish approach to drone warfare has shown to be an offense-dominant regime with a clearly beneficial defensive economic spill. The Bayraktar TB2 is a deadly system against Russian weapons, but it also provides a significant warfighting asset to the North Atlantic Alliance's eastern flank. Ukraine destroys a Russian Mi-8 helicopter using a Bayraktar TB2 drone. The Bayraktar TB2 drone attacks after the Mi-8 has landed and men have disembarked, according to the Army Recognition editorial team's interpretation of the footage. Since the commencement of Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022, multiple videos have surfaced on social media depicting the employment of Turkish-made Bayraktar TB2 drones to attack Russian armed forces command posts, armored vehicles, and tanks. Combat drones are changing public perceptions of military might. Public support for war and political and military leaders is eroded by military losses and the expenses of battle. Combat drones provide a once-in-a-generation opportunity to save costs while enhancing precision, lowering civilian dangers, and protecting military people. Drones are employed by Russia and Ukraine during battle in Ukraine to undertake a variety of tasks, including combat missions to attack military targets and reconnaissance missions, and artillery forces utilize drones to direct laser-guided artillery shells with devastating accuracy. Drones are being used to destroy helicopters for the first time, indicating that drones are becoming a real danger to ground forces in conflict zones. The Bayraktar TB2 is a medium-altitude long-endurance, male, tactical unmanned aerial vehicle capable of ISR and armed assault missions. A Bayraktar TB2 armed/UAV platform, a ground control station, a ground data terminal, a remote display terminal, and an upgraded base with power generator and trailer modules comprise the entire system. MAML and MAMC laser-guided bombs, as well as UMTA's long-range air-to-surface anti-tank missiles, are all options for the Bayraktar TB2. The MAM bombs were developed specifically for unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, and light attack aircraft with limited cargo capacity. The drone can carry 4 missiles or bombs, 2 under each wing, with a maximum payload capacity of 150 kilograms. With an operational flying height of 8,230 meters, the Bayraktar TB2 can fly at a maximum speed of 130 kilometers per hour. It has a flying endurance of 24 hours and a communication range of 150 kilometers. The drone has a wingspan of 12 meters and a maximum takeoff weight of 650 kilograms. We really hope that you learned the most from this video. If so, please like it and remember to subscribe to this channel for more. Enjoy your time.